Good afternoon, everyone. This is Yoga with Lila. I'm happy to be here with you this afternoon. And we're going to get started with an interesting class. And this class is going to be for abdominal health. But we're going to think about it a little differently. We're going to think about it from a fascia point of view rather than a tone point of view. So we want to decompress the organs. This all started with a student who asked me about what to do for a hernia, like a hiatal hernia, and how could they use their yoga practice to support the calming down of that hernia and balancing their gut. So that's where this all started. And so we want to decompress and unstick the organs so they can move around. And that's going to help us with improved circulation and improved elimination. It's going to help loosen the diaphragm and the ribs. That's going to give us better breath. So all these things are very positive, and it also helps with some lower back conditions, a typical stretching and lengthening. So when we have our psoas muscle, and I've got a few notes here today because I want to keep myself on track. So I'm going to put these notes right down here on the floor. But our psoas muscle runs from the inner groin all the way up and attaches back here in the back ribs. And when it gets short, we get short from here to here. Everything kind of either curves and sinks. So then all this hardens and pushes forward. And we want to release all of that so the organs have lots of room to be fluid inside our abdomen. So let's go ahead and go to the mat and we'll get started. Again, those of you who don't know me, my name is Lila. I've been teaching yoga for 42 years, and I'm a certified IAYT yoga therapist. So bring your legs in, please, and lift up. I'm sitting on 2-blanket height. I'm sitting on a height that allows my knees to be level to the ground. And from here, become aware of your sitting bones. Lift from the bottom of the belly to the center of your chest. Broaden across your collarbones, roll your shoulders back. Take a smooth inhalation and a smooth exhalation. In a sense, we want to center ourselves at the end of the day. Place one hand on your heart. Place one hand on your lower belly. And as you breathe, allow your belly to soften and expand. And when you exhale, feel how the abdomen folds back in again. That would be a natural, functional breath. Smooth inhalation. Smooth exhalation. And let the hand on the heart allow the chest to stay calm and quiet. So try inhaling to a count of 4 and exhaling to a count of 6. So the exhalation is slightly longer than the inhalation. We don't need to push the breath. We just need to set a rhythm for the breath. So inhaling 4, exhaling to 6 or 7. And we know that this will help to settle the vagus nerve, calm the heart, calm the belly, calm the mind. One more breath here. And bring the hands to the center of your chest, touching the edge of your heart. Inhale, raise your arms up, way up to the space above the crown of your head, and pull the energy of your spiritual body down around you. So inhale from the earth energy up to the heart. From the heart, go up through the crown as you exhale all the way around, describing your spiritual body. Inhale from the earth up. Exhale out. This is an energy field that is measurable. Inhale from the earth up to the heart. It's not make-believe. It's not woo-woo. There's really a field there, and it's part of you. So let yourself be large and spacious, and we'll begin the poses. All right, so we're going to slide on our backs, and we're going to do a little warming up. So the psoas muscle, we want to warm it, lengthen it, tone, etc. Come down on your back, and just begin with an alternate knee to chest. Just take one knee in toward, not toward the center of the chest, toward the armpit, and breathe. Take a 4-6 breath. So as we deepen our breath, intentionally expanding the belly, we help to loosen all the fascia, all the things that might be stuck together. Change sides. Again, knee toward the side ribs, toward the armpit. Breathe in. And exhale completely. And release. If you're lucky, you might feel your tummy gurgling already. If not, let's do one more round. Bring in the knee. Take a breath. And change legs. Bring in. And release. And this time we're going to, that was like a loosening. So now we're going to tone a little bit. So hold on to your right kneecap, interlace your fingers, hold on to the knee. Push the knee into your hands. Exhale, curl up, head and chest toward the knee, and lift the opposite foot up off the floor. So you're doing a little curl, pushing the knee into the hands, curling up, holding the other leg, feeling the contraction through the whole abdomen. And then release. Inhale, arms overhead, take a breath. Exhale, other side, curl up. Lift the foot. Balance on the middle of your sacrum. Keep the kidneys on the floor. Push the knee into your hands. And exhale, release. Inhale, arms up one more time. Curl up, lift the leg. Hold it for a breath. Spread your kidneys on the floor. And then exhale, release. Arms up. Second side. Lift the foot. And release. Go back down. Pause a moment. Release the fingers. Take a deep breath. And now let's do 2 rounds without grabbing anything with the hands. So inhale here, stretched out. Exhale, knee to head, head to knee, right knee. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, other side. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, first side. This is second round. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, curl in. And then inhale, stretch out. And pause. Rest the arms. Take a nice full breath. Notice your heart rate. Notice how much your breath moves in your belly and in your ribs. All right, so that was contracting and warming, and now let's go ahead to about lengthening the psoas. So step your feet wide to the sides of your mat. Knees are bent. Drop both knees to the right. So this is a traction twist. You should feel the extension through the belly and through the top thigh. So I'm going to extend my knee away. I'm going to curl my tail in and fold my belly back. That's what makes it a stretch of the psoas muscle. When you get that little concave feeling, that's your psoas muscle you're connecting with. And then the other part of that is I want you to take this arm, reach it out, not straight out to the side where the ribs are constricted, but take it up a little higher. And then turn the palm and the shoulder back so the thumb side of the hand is touching the floor. Let your neck follow. And then just reach out with the knee and reach out with the arm. Take a breath and feel that whole psoas stretching all the way up into the attachments in the back ribs. So we're opening the space of the belly. Inhale, come back to center. And we're going to drop the knees to the other side. Again, extending from the hip to the knee and curling your tail in to try and create that little scoop in the lower belly. And then reach out with the arm, up and out a little bit, and turn the arm and the shoulder blade all the way. Let the head go in that direction. Pause there, breathe. And then curl the tail in and reach the arm. So you're reaching out with the knee, reaching out with the arm, and just observe. One side might stretch in a different area than the other. Just be familiar with your own body and how things open up. And then inhale and come back to center. Okay, now we're going to go to a pelvic lift. So we're going to also lengthen the psoas evenly. First we did one side, then the other. Now we're going to do both psoas muscles at the same time. So inhale here. Exhale, curl your tail, lift your hips up. And you don't have to go high. Just go part way up, firm the buttocks, where the buttocks and thigh come together, sinking your heels into the ground. And then roll back down again. Take a deep breath, drop your inner groin so you feel the arch of your back, a little pelvic rocking, dropping the inner groins, and then curl, and then drop, and then curl. That helps loosen the lower back, helps take the tension out of the spine and the psoas. And then we're going to move the arms at the same time. So from here, I want you to inhale, take the arms overhead as you lift your hips. So lift the hips on the inhale, arms up, and exhale back down. Arms and hips up, inhaling, exhale back down. Arms and hips up, inhaling, and exhale back down. So you could maybe feel how that warms the spine. Roll to your right side, come to a sitting position. And I'd like you to grab a blanket to sit on. We're going to do some twisting poses. So I'm going to just sit on one blanket. And I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me well. Sit up on the blanket. Nice tall sit. And if you have some questions, I will answer some questions at the end around 4:30. So you can type your questions into the chat if you have them. And I'll answer them toward the end. Okay, so I'm going to bend my right knee. Fold my belly, turn to the right, capture the knee with my elbow, raise my chest up, drop the shoulders back and down. And then inhale, and as you exhale, squeeze in with your left hip, squeeze your left hip toward the right to help you twist. And you want to keep the spine lifted so the inner groins are dropping, the kidneys are rising up. Maintain that lift. And then inhale and exhale, release. Stretch that leg out. And we'll do side two. Bend your left leg. Turn your belly across the thigh. Capture the knee. Raise your spine up. You use that back hand for support. Dropping the inner groins, lift the kidneys and chest. And then exhale, squeeze in to make the twist. Let the belly turn, let the ribs turn. And inhale and exhale, release. Stretch that leg out. Sit nice and tall. And now we're going to change and do a different kind of a twist. So I'm going to have you bend your left leg. Put your right hand back behind you, lift your chest up, raise up with the arm so you're lengthening through the side ribs, raise up and turn away from the bent knee and then come into the knee with your upper arm if possible. And then from here, again, you want to lengthen your spine. So instead of collapsing down, drop the inner groin, lift your chest, and then press the arm into the knee into the arm, and start to revolve your shoulders and chest. The trick here is to try and keep your left hip on the floor, not to pick it up. So lean to the left just a little bit until you anchor that left hip. Wait there. And then exhale and release. And stretch out. And now do the second side. Bring that leg in. Lift your chest up. Raise the arm up. Lengthen, turn the belly away from the knee. Take the arm inside the knee. And again, drop the inner groin, lift the breastbone. And then press the arm to the knee and the knee to the arm to help you turn your ribs. Notice if the hip pops up, you're going to lean to the right just a little bit and raise the right ribs up. And breathe, roll your left shoulder back. Soften your neck. Don't try and do the twist with your neck. Do the twist with your belly. And then exhale and release. And stretch the leg out. And roll your shoulders back a little bit. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next twist. And why are we twisting? We're twisting because one of the best ways to release fascia and get it unstuck is to twist it, is to rotate it. So we did a traction twist. Now we did 2 seated twists, and we're going to do one more twist. So I want you to, bend your left leg, point the toes straight back beside you. So my toes are pointing straight back. Take the other foot and make a cup and saucer relationship, knee into the arch of the foot. Scoot your hip under you a little bit, the right hip, and then lean back on your right arm. Put your hand on your left hip, and you're going to drop your left hip toward the floor, and then you're going to inhale, lift it up, and see if you can start to twist. So I'm going to drop it back and lift it up and start to twist. And hopefully in this position, you're going to feel the top of the thigh really stretching. And I'm turning from my lower abdomen, and then I'm turning from my middle abdomen, and then I'm turning from my ribs and back again. And exhale and twist. So squeeze that tail in and get a good stretch on the front thigh. And then release and come back up. Stretch both legs out. Pause a moment. Take a breath. Feel your spine. Feel what's happening. Bend the opposite leg back. Straight back beside you. Cup and saucer with the knee to the arch. Tuck the left hip under. Reach back with the left hand. Right hand on your hip. Inhale. Exhale. Turn. Lift the hip and turn from the lower belly. And back down. And turn from the lower belly. And back down. And turn from the lower belly. And back down. And then again, unwind, stretch your legs out, shake them out. And bring both feet in together now into Baddha Konasana. So you can hold on to your feet. Now, if I were going to hold this position for a period of time, I would go ahead and raise my hips up higher. And we certainly have some different variations of the traction twist. But those things I'm saving for my course coming up in January. I do have a course called Yoga Wisdom, Vibrant After 50. It is registered for CEU credits with both Yoga Alliance and IAYT. So I hope some of you will spread the word and maybe join me. You can find the link in the show notes below. So Baddha Konasana, again, is an even stretch of both sides, and especially the deep attachments of the psoas inside the groin. It's going to help to release the hips from the innermost point. All right, and then release, roll back, stretch your legs out, and we're going to come up to a standing pose. So there's the work we've been doing. We've been warming the psoas, right? We warmed it, we lengthened it, we twisted it. And what we haven't done yet is expanded. So we've done a lot of vertical work, but we haven't done the horizontal piece. So we're going to work on that now. And what I suggest you all do is go ahead and take a block to the wall. So be near the wall. I'm going to remove the blankets for now, put them over here. I'm going to grab my block, all those yoga props that we love so much. And what we're going to do is we're going to go from Virabhadrasana 2 to Ardha Chandrasana. And the reason why I suggest you go near the wall is so you have support. Okay, so I'm going to go nice and wide. And I'm going to put the block forward of my foot about 15 inches or so. I've turned in with my back foot, out with the front foot. I've dropped my tail, lifted the bottom of my belly to stabilize the pelvis and engage my core. And then as I bend the front knee for Vira 2, I'm going to keep orbiting the knee around. So as I orbit the knee, the buttocks is going to come in and I'm going to bend. And then once you're here in this position, we'll just go right to the next position. And that is to shift your weight forward. Get your hand to the block. If you're close to the wall, you put your back hand against the wall. Lift the back leg up so your hip is open. But don't straighten the knee all the way yet. Keep it bent and see if you can turn the knee out and bring the hip in, expanding across the front of the belly, the front of the spine, and slowly coming to a point where you almost straighten without locking, but then straighten, and you can turn your chest. Yeah, and I have the wall for balance. So I have the block and the wall, so it's no worries. And you can get as close to the wall as you'd like. And then bend down and come back out. And let's go to the second side. So again, the block is out further. Take my legs apart. Drop my tail, lift the bottom of my belly, turn the front knee completely. And I'm going to keep orbiting the knee as I bend. So I'm leveling my hips, bending the knee, orbiting the knee out, bringing the hip in, maintaining that action. Come forward. There I am. Okay. And fingertips there. Keep the knee bent as you raise the back leg up. Keep the knee bent. Turn the knee out, tuck the hip in. Bring your tailbone towards your pubis bone towards your chest. So move the skin. Slowly straighten. And then turn. Open across the front of the belly. And there you go. Nice Ardha Chandrasana. I'm holding onto the wall. And come down. It's always good to hold on to the wall. And while we're here right now, coming out, pause a moment. And I know we're getting close to the 30-minute mark, but let's go ahead and repeat that pose real quickly. We've got 3 more short poses to do. Bend, turn the knee, tuck the hip, shift, come forward onto the block, raise the leg up. You can even keep your eyes down, but turn your shoulders, turn your belly, squeeze in with the hip. So you get that horizontal opening, and then back down again. And we have one more side to do. So switching sides, leveling the hips, flattening the clock face, dropping the tail, bending the knee, turning the knee out, hip tucked in, making that orbit of the leg, shift, keeping that hip joint in socket, and then come onto the standing leg. Turn the chest, even if the eyes stay down for stability, turn your chest up toward the ceiling, turn the belly up toward the ceiling. All right, very good. And then inhale, exhale, bend the knee, and come back up again. And this time, take the legs wide apart. And we're going to bend the knees, and we're going to just hang the spine down and do some deep breathing. So bend your knees, lift your sits bones, release down, go all the way down toward the floor. Release the neck, release the spine, bend your knees a bunch. So really bend them a lot so you can really just hang your spine as if you were hanging a shirt on the clothesline. Just hang down. all the way. And then those of you who are more supple and can maintain that soft belly and that hang, go ahead and straighten your knees. Just observe where the stretches are in the legs. And to come up, we're going to just lift the chest, drop the tail down, and come to a standing position. All right, and the very last pose, to stabilize the hips after all the stretching, we're going to do Utkatasana at the wall. So you're going to come back, put your spine against the wall, walk your feet forward. So my feet are about 15 inches away from the wall, and I'm putting the center of my sacrum against the wall, and then the block between my knees. I'm going to sit lightly down, put the weight to the outside edge of my foot, and then lift the edge of the pubic bone up and lightly squeeze the block at the same time, and feel all those muscles of the pelvic floor and the inner groin come back into their home base position. Yeah, you can, of course, raise the arms overhead, but maintain your squeeze, and then slowly push out and pause a moment. And then we're going to go back again. This time, turn the block half wide. Put the weight to the outside edge of the feet, center the sacrum on the wall, come down a little bit, and then squeeze the block as you lift the edges of the pubic bone up and tweeze the sits bones in. So you're creating that pelvic floor reset and tone. You don't want to lose that tone. You want to maintain that as we get older, because that's how we stabilize ourselves and don't fall down and break a hip or some other thing like that that's undesirable. All right, very good. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the practice. Again, in the show notes, you'll find the link to the page about my new course coming up in January, and I hope to see you again. Thank you. Namaste. Namaste. If there are any questions, I don't see any questions this morning, so I'm going to end the live stream. Blessings to you all. Until another time. Bye.